Server and Sentry actually down from the Radiant, just north of the pit. That's actually what gave Tiny his confidence to do what he did, but now it's going to get de-warded out. We've got a Gem of True Sight over on Ori. No more hiding. Ice Blast coming in. DY, 4-star, tries to just push him out. Not chilled up the RP. It does catch out Gabby. He's raised up the Sonic Wave. It's huge from Marmel. He blinks in with a scream. Cuckoo needs some distance. Barrow coming up cooldown. Now he'll die through the middle of the burrow. And TNC have been fighting in to VG Gaming and eventually had to bite him in the butt. One support for 2 cores, 3 cores.
It feels so hard to play Queen of Pain in this situation. You want to blink in, you want to cast your spells, but you're just exposing yourself to get jump on.
Oh, back out again. Take the paralyzing cast. Now are you back? Where do you think you're going? A Byron strike! Huge from Cuckoo! Combined with Gabby! He actually gets him gas! And also the off paparazzi! It doesn't clip him! He just fast enough, but it's not fast enough to run away from Gabby! He's just gonna stay right on the back of that one and move to the next target. Enchantress just above Roshan. Ori's trying to force Gabby away inside the jungle and down the hill. Another Yule Scepter. Up he goes. Light Strike Array follow-up won't happen. Rage is out to protect Gabby as TNC are on the retreat. Now it's TNC who forced the buybacks out from VG, Jugger, Mag, and Witch Doctor all committing them.
That was huge from them. This combination is massively important for the outcome of this game. If they are to win, that's the play that did it.
They're gonna finish Roshan. RP's down, so they're feeling confident about this.
And I think these are gonna let them have it. They can.
Oh, watch Fade, watch Fade, watch Fade. He wants to jump in, and okay, no, stop watching Fade. It ain't gonna happen anymore.
I stopped watching Fade a moment.
Okay, maybe we should start watching him again. He may actually go down. Overstaying is welcome. The Ice Blast comes in. He'll shatter with a Burst Drive from Cuckoo. They keep the control up. And Fade is dead for a very long time. He committed the buyback before, so TNC with a fresh Vegas in hand, they're going to push down mid.
Yeah. No RP for 60 seconds. And that's the big teamfight tool that they have to be scared of when they're playing into VG Gaming. But now that it's not available, sure, there's this strong jugger, but he doesn't have Empower. Empower is dead, RP is dead. They might just choose to go high ground with this. It's not going to be that easy, but it's easily the best opportunity they've had all game to do something big.
They need some good wave clear now, VG Gaming. And it looks like TNC, they're not going to push the issue. They're coming back. They're looking towards the jungle. The Juggernaut's already grabbed the bottom lane. It's going to push out with his Manta units.
And I would have loved to see them go high ground there. I think this is a missed opportunity. I don't think it's going to get much easier than this. You have this Aegis for 5 minutes. You can start poking this tower, see what you can get out of it while Empower is not there. Now instead, you're going to be facing VG Gaming at more than likely full force when it happens again. I reckon they will be smoking for the Bounty Rune fight. Potentially, if there is a smoke available. There is one on DY. He's not pulling it out, though. Just yet.
No, he's spending his time taunting in front of the tier 3 tower with paparazzi. Just like, okay guys, let's get back into this. They're actually pinging out where they believe the observer ward is, and they're actually 100% right. The sentry is in range, but someone needs to actually cut through the tree before they'll see it. But don't worry, that's why DY's got a Quelling Blade. Nope, that's the wrong one.
Wow, it's actually going to stay there. All right. And that's 4 runes for TNC as well.
Tim's grabs the top one. Now Hex put to work with Laguna Blade. Ice Blast flying forward. Ori moves away. But the money starts rolling in. Not that much though. Like, we're still changing the graph around. It's about 12,500 be the net worth going the way of TNC. It's back to around 7.5k.
It's back to 5.
Experience is swinging up too. It's actually kicking. Yeah, it is. The graph is not keeping up with the board above.
And the win expectancy went from clearly in VG Gaming's favor to actually slightly favoring TNC now all of a sudden. Big loss from VG Gaming in the last 5 minutes.
Still feels like VG have a lot to work with though.
They do, absolutely.
Because they just reset and start this all over again. You've lost a little bit of map control, but you've got everything you need for a team fight.
You do, but if this Roshan situation doesn't happen, you've got the game completely under control. And instead, you open up an opportunity for TNC to get a couple of kills and an Aegis. And suddenly, it's not just, they're getting towers because of this. They got the mid tier 2, they're getting the top tier 2 when everything was on lock. The map is going to feel open. And right now it feels like there's a lot of pressure on Fade. On his Magnus's game. He's super good on this hero, but if you're playing against world-class teams, it can be difficult to find that great RP. It doesn't have to be multiple heroes necessarily, but he needs to find the right guy that he can connect the Jugger to, kill with Omnislash, and snowball the fight from there.
And Tims, you're living life on the edge when you go and do that. He just, oh, TY, Fade. Can't get close enough to him. They knew he was up in the trees. He avalanched the Juggernaut underneath the tier 3 tower. Blinks, 4-stars, TPs, and Novi barely gets out. But you're definitely seeing like that kind of play. That's confidence there from TNC. That's them looking to have Tims jump in and not even just try and find something now, but always make VG Gaming look behind them.
Yep.
Play the erratic style of Dota that TNC is able to crush teams with.
So what big... Oh, they saw the smoke. They never de-warded the ward, and they actually smoked at this exact spot. TNC know it's coming. This could be huge for them. They can bait the lifestealer with the Aegis in front.
Where do you fight? Where do they want to be?
On their own high ground. If they run into lifestealer, he can just straight run into them and start this fight off.
It seems like a very odd place to throw down a sandstorm, though, because if VG Gaming see this, it's like, this tornado does not look natural.
Alina does have the Scythe to open with, and they do have the BKB on Enchantress as well, so these new toys for VG Gaming can become very useful. Also, BKB on Jugger, 10 seconds on him. They don't find any opening.
No, but they did see the Kobold Soldier moving around, which kind of told them that TNC was up near the shrine, or at least one player was. So they were a little bit more cautious about moving forward. So just leave 2 Observer Wards behind. But yeah, man, they really need to find the Observer Ward. Like, it's 1 minute and 42 seconds away from full duration, but it has definitely done its job. Now TNC can look to fight on their own terms. Lifestealer for the first time as well has actually cracked the top 3, the top 2 in the net worth position. I say that as Ori just gets a little bit more fun, but like,
but yeah, he's caught up, right?
Yeah,
that's
you're keeping up with the Magnus empowered lineup. Obviously, Ori doesn't get anywhere near as much from it.
Aegis down.
Yep. Waited out the time.
And this mid lane is being a bit annoying for VG Gaming. We'll have to deal with it. They're actually going to TP back the Magnus, just full on retreat. We're not going to push out any more than this. We got it across the river and a little bit further on bottom. Time to take care of the lanes. Stabilize again so we don't get caught. And just farm the triangle as well with Juggo every minute when it respawns.
It feels like a lot of safety.
Yeah.
Only a couple of years ago when TNC actually came to the playoffs at TI and started just toppling down teams because they thought, okay, yeah, we'll just keep fighting into them. We'll fuel the beast. And VG understand they just got to change the tempo up. What was it? Like BHA was saying, like, as long as you control up the map area, you'll forever scale with this empower buff up.
Yeah.
But when do you reach the limit? When does Paparazzi get a point where it's like, okay, I cannot grow anymore?
Well, it's not only Paparazzi, right? It's not the classic way of thinking about Magnus and Power with these other 2 heroes, but both Enchantress and Lina are actually hitting hard. Lina went for a physical build. Went this hybrid where he started with the Euls and Shadowblade, and now he's transitioning with Fiery Soul Stack talent, attack range talent, health, so he's more sustainable in the fights, and now he's going Deathless. So you empower this guy, he's going to hit like a truck as well, and that's the kind of hero that Lifestealer doesn't like to face in late game, is one that has massive range, can hit him from anywhere he wants, and actually force him out of the fight during rage. That is the worst case for him. Another smoke, man. These smokes just seem to not be working in this game. Like, nobody is finding anything. They're trying, but VG are on the exact opposite side of the map.
The only ones from VG who are even in a position where you could have gone was Ori, who was under the cover of Shadowblade and has a Gem of True Sight. So, like, how does TNC smoke when they can't even keep their vision game up? I like it from VG's warding. What do? They control up the bottom half of, like, literally the bottom half of their side. Like a little early warning detection plus anything that comes near the trading camp, and then a very, very defensive ward on the hillside, watching the mid, making sure there's no gank in the lane. Everything else, they're just leaving to TNC.
It's sort of like a roughly 50-50 split on the map.
Yep. So
not really too much advantage going either way.
But no one has vision on the other side of the map, really, apart from that one observe ward, which is now timed out. Tims. He blinked up there. he'll force stuff down.
Ori's fast. Ori's real fast.
5 seconds. Here's your scepter up and towards the air. Light Striker connects. Nice. And we'll see just how tanky Tims can be. Supports arrive from Paparazzi. Death Ward also being committed. And Tims protected by the Ghost Scepter, but that amplifies up for Laguna from Ori.
Leave the game.
He'll leave it for 100 seconds. TNC. Okay, so you just lost one. What's your reaction? All right, let's group up and try and fight. Cuckoo's ready in the tree lines. Fade, he's going to walk into them, the sentry ward. Okay, no, blink into the lane instead. Fade has dust available, so if he wants to jump, he can.
Enchantress is far away though, and they're not really interested in fighting without her. So what they will accomplish is exactly what's being drawn by teams right now. This is where they are. They own this part of the map. We need to start pushing out the bottom side, so they're starting to rotate all their heroes bottom. And in the meantime, Paparazzi and Ori will start pushing out mid with the hope of getting the mid-tier 2 tower and protecting Roshan, which is currently being ice blasted.
He's 1 minute away from spawning.
Yep.
But VG Gaming, well, if no one's going to defend mid, they'll take the tier 2 tower. Seems easy enough. Paparazzi claims the last hit. And the pressure on bottom lane will be able to reach the tier 1 tower on bottom lane. That's actually not taking a single point of damage. VG Gaming's off-lane tower, Tims. Burrow strikes forward, live stealer, being very patient. The Paparazzi just, yep, fortification actually gets wasted. There's no real creep wave with them, so they just burn it. It does help the push on bottom lane a little bit, but that's it.
I think the backdoor protection was not kicking in at all. They had a creep wave before, but maybe Paparazzi would have still been scared to continue going. I think the glyph was what made him back off, though. So you have to scare him away somehow.
VG still want to try and fight. They've got this great Observer Ward and Sentry down. There's just no way that TNC can surprise them by moving up. In fact, right now, Cuckoo playing around that exact vision. The RP, the ult scepter, the missed timing. This is not good for VG Gaming. Now they can Burrow strike and turn around to the back line. The Enchantress and Witch Doctor already dead. Who's the next target? TP out from Fade. No, he can't do it. There's a ult scepter from Queen of Pain. That'll cancel that one out. So Mag will try and run with the bash on Juggernaut. He can't TP out. No, with the spin. The Burrow strike forward, even catching Ori and Tim with another double stun. And just back to back to back stunning. Paparazzi, he'll go up in the air once again. Is there a follow-up connector? There's another bash out from Gabby. He just keeps letting it rip his Tims. Burrow strikes forward.
Run, bitch.
There's a sonic wave from
Run.
to bring down Paparazzi and Witch Doctor. It'll be a die back for DY. Cuckoo's not done yet. He Burrow strikes forward, but he cannot connect on the laner. One small mistake from VG Gaming and TNC pounce like the Tigers they are.
Ooh, that RP, Toby, that was not good. That was not good from Fade. He wanted to catch the Sand King before the Yule, but they mistimed it completely. I'm sure we're going to get a replay of this, but
I'm sure we will, just as Roshan's going to go down to
that is
TNC.
worst case scenario. You want to RP the Life Stealer so you can Omni Slash him. Instead, he tries to RP the Sand King. It misses. We're going to see it here. So, just barely. Wait, was that even his own Yule? I think it was, and not the Lena's, hopefully. But
it was the SK's.
Unlucky on the Omni Slash. If he keeps continuing on the Life Stealer with that, maybe he can even kill him off. And then the bash too. Everything aligning for Gabby. He didn't have the MKB. He could have easily hit and missed some more attacks on the Butterfly, but they get the bash and they get the good Omni Slash RNG, and all of a sudden, TNC are in the lead.
And look what they do instantly too. Infest the Life Stealer into Cuckoo. He'll beat him to the bottom lane. They want to start taking some of these towers. The Ice Blast is checking the tree line, so Gabby, he's just got a little bit of extra cover. Don't have a Tinker Ward, use an Ice Blast. They want to remove all these outer towers, and to think like VG Gaming's early pressure, they're going to be the first team to actually lose all outer towers. TNC still hold their tier 2 tower on top lane. Yep. I'm liking this item pickup. Aeon Disc from Enchantress, because she seems to just be going on and just blasted. Not even a chance for a BKB.
You need to find a way for Lina to start the fight, I think. You can't rely on the RP, and you can't really rely on any of that. That's the limitation of the lineup that we've talked about, that they don't have very much in the way of catch. Lina has the Hex, so you need to fight in vision, start with the Hex, follow up, and when TNC respond, that's when you can get that big RP. For now, TNC still seem unable to push high ground, but they made up so much ground in terms of the economy.
Oh yeah, we've moved from a 13,000 to now a 7,000, 8,000 advantage for TNC, but the experience graph swings 25 grand. It's looking good for TNC, but can they still hold it? There's still the chance that VG Gaming, obviously they're a world-class team. If they just get one good fight, we can swing back the other way.
It's a Magnus game. You can't fall asleep at any point. You need to non-stop watch the positioning of your course. Unless Fade sets you up for success, then you don't need to watch for it. So he has to be a little bit more patient. Don't jump for these reckless RPs. Even if he lands that on the Sand King and they kill him, he could just buy back and TP on his shrine, and then you don't have an RP for that fight. So no matter how you look at it, that is not the way you approach this fight.
Ice Blast coming in. Paparazzi's in trouble. The Bar Strike's already connected. Quick force stop. Gets Paparazzi further away. He's able to get to the spin, but Fade, he had to sacrifice himself. That's also the gem of True Sight being lost from VG without the buyback available. Paparazzi will move up, but Yang also forced up back inside the base. No RP available. BKB burns on the Juggernaut. Watch that buyback marker. 3 of them are in the red for VG Gaming because 3 of them are all on cooldown. But it's the 2 bigger cores from VG that have that second life.
Great heads-up play from Armil. The moment they went on that guy, he jumped and silenced the Magnus.
And Yang's burning so much mana just to get this little harassment damage into Gabby. They'll pick him up. Protection is there from Aeon Disc. Man, damage. Yeah. And hey, remember, he's still got the Aegis Immortal, so he's fine to take it.
Yep. VG are doing everything they can to buy time. They're even sending down a converted Lifestealer Illusion down the mid lane. And that will actually force Cuckoo back. He has travels, though.
Yeah, he can come straight back again.
But it's buying that time. Every second right now is about getting Magnus up and alive. You've lost so much damage when this guy is dead. Empowers for Jugger, Empower for Ench, Empower for Lina, and that RP. It's very, very important.
Fun item for Paparazzi to finish. Refresher Orb just sitting in the backpack for the moment. He needs everything to find, but I think he also understands, like, Juggernauts really fall off once they've already burned the Omni Slash. Yeah. Now he's able to have it twice as well as the BKB twice.
I think he's going to activate his Omni Slash and then he's going to swap it in for Phase Boots. And then refresh and go for it again. Or swap it in. You've got to swap it in for Phase. I don't think you can swap any of the other items.
I mean, he needs everything else. Jang, there's your jump in. Ice Blast is coming in towards the Enchantress. The Force Off will get around. Paparazzi already the spin. Armel's in pretty deep. BKB also bashed up, stunned up, maybe a little too deep. Armel, he's going down. He never even was able to trigger the cheese. Hex over on Gabby with the good play. The RP from Fade. It'll connect with the double life strike array. Stunned up for days as TNC. Too deep. Gabby will try and run back up the hill. Fade wants to stay with him, and he actually infested. He blinks over to the side. Tims, how many times can he be the get out jail free card underneath the Tyrant's Overlord? They see him. The skewer. It'll cancel everything. Back into Paparazzi. Back in the fight. You'll end up losing Fade once again, but he's the sacrificial lamb. Ori's moved in with his own hex, controlling Tims on the sideline. They'll have to finish one then the other. Oh, Gabby can just go full Artur, trying to actually get more kills. He's picked up the support. Now they're going to focus on him. Tims ready for his own combination. He'll jump in for the 3. Tosses Gabby, wants to fight.
2 versus 5. 2 versus 5. 2 versus 5.
Has he got the damage with the bash on Yang? Gabby wants to be the real immortal. They'll turn back over to Tims. VG Gaming, they just can't decide who they want to kill. The TP out from Lifesteal will be successful on 400 HP. Tims, can he get out as well? That casts the creep wave. They can't reach him. They're away.
How many Lifestealer moments do we need in this tournament? I mean, sure he doesn't get lifesteal, but they kind of... That was like a 30-40 second kiting, basically, and they both get out alive. Beautifully done by TNC, apart from the part where they dove the base and went too deep.
That face from Gabby, yeah!
But the end of it was cool, so... Bounty rune time.
You know, this game started off looking like it could be a very one-sided affair from VG Gaming, but here they go again. But Gabby is there. He'll get the hit. The Abyssal Blade's done. Plus the follow-up. Ice Blast. Well, the Yule Scepter will kick in, but straight back down again to death.
Damn you.
The confidence from TNC to send these heroes up there. They're playing 3-on-5 right now in that situation. If there were more heroes from VG Gaming, that could have been a travesty. They could have just died, both of them. But they took the risk. They get the rune and a kill. And it's a big kill too. It's the Lina. Dead for 80 seconds. This is a bit of a moment of opportunity. No Roshan, of course, but you can at least re-establish map control.
You still have Juggernaut forcing out the lanes, and Paparazzi is still the biggest hero on the map. Gabby is definitely getting good. We're actually seeing this whole little chase again, but you are getting the Abyssal Blade timing arriving for the Juggernaut. He doesn't have enough of a surplus to buy the entire thing, but the other damage is also arriving. The Daedalus is now done for Ori. It felt like an age ago that he started to build into this. But at least it's done. He decided to get the control with the Hex first.
There's more than enough damage on VG Gaming's lineup. It's about if they can keep heroes in place and kill them. The lifesteal is a problem. He's kiting them. There's Force Staff, there's Yules, there's
So why you're seeing Magnus building into a refresher orb as well.
Yeah, that's a bit ambitious.
I just need a second RP, but that's a lot of money.
You don't need the second one, you just need the first one. Just hit it.
If at first you don't succeed.
Just do it, dude. Just RP them. Easier said than done.
Yeah, that sounds like your pub games.
Yeah. Why don't you RP the whole team? But absolutely, Fate. This has not been Fate's best game, though. To be fair, he's had some questionable decisions, and it's also in part been because they consider him a save in the sense that Jugger will go in front. They're going to turn him around and force him away, and then, well, guess what? Fate just gets blink orchided by Quap and killed off. Where it's happened 2 or 3 times. Whenever Mag gets caught by the Queen, it's a huge play for TNC, and I think Fate should be itemizing for that situation. I think getting a Yule Scepter in this game would be very, very useful.
Yep.
But he doesn't seem to be planning for it. He's going for the big item that's just so far away.
It's kind of hoping the TNC is just going to fight directly
there's a
into them.
nullifier.
But VG Gaming, yeah, they're looking for a big fight if they can claim one. But with the nullifier and lifesteal, someone may be disabled. Up, Yang's bringing an Aghanim Scepter into this fight. They're able to get the range, the Hex off. They need to get this quick kill over on Cuckoo. He's been such a problem for them with a blink skewer back. They have him dead for 100 seconds. Roshan will respawn in 1 minute and 15 seconds. That'll be the next timing to watch, but you still need to get control of the lanes. TNC, they're pushed out top, they're pushed out bottom.
And they're infesting.
Well, there she... Of course, you're 1 player down. What do you do with your TNT? Let's go and fight. Do they use any major abilities? No. Does that matter? No. I think the surplus is almost enough for the Juggernaut to buy the Abyssal Blade. Feels like Paparazzi kind of needs that. So much space being created by Gabby just by getting this initial jump in with Burrow Strike, the perfectly timed Abyssal Blade, and he's even getting bashes on top of this. Just because of that insane attack speed he's able to achieve.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure about Ori going for this MKB instead of maybe a Lincoln Sphere. For that exact reason. Like, you're getting blink stunned and you die in the fight. That's just the life of Lina late game. You're not a tanky enough hero. Or Tim's?
Well, he's just sitting there in lane.
He's
Looking
trying
to play
for
it
it.
out. How much damage have you got, Ori? Putting it to the test from inside the trees. He's a little bit more. Goes in will protect. The rest of VG around Roshan, but Ori's just going to do this solo. Tim's is down.
Very nicely done.
Roshan spawning in 3 seconds time.
I think that was actually a perfect kill. I don't think he could have done anything better.
Look at this from VG. They know Yang's the one that can be protected thanks to his Aeon Disc. They'll get rid of that vision of TNC around Roshan. And they're actually going for more. They're coming over. 4-star Finn. That long range damage, but that's why Glimmer Cape, level of protect is available, but he comes in range with the that Aghanim Scepter buff up with him power.
Yes,
And
so
Yang
hard.
just
Impetus talent, damage talent, and power, the 2 range items. He 3-shot the AA.
now they go for Roshan. Nope. Ori wants to finish that top tier 2 tower with Paparazzi. The creep wave will probably do it for them. Well, they're coming back over. They want Roshan still. And the creep wave actually doesn't do it. You've got Cuckoo and Armel. They have an infested lifestealer inside of Cuckoo. With the Gem of True Sight, what have we got? There's an Observer Ward to the north. There isn't a sentry, however, but Roshan's dying so quickly. If they don't jump now, they can never jump. Cuckoo looking for the moment. Go now. It's already too late. Aegis Immortal is taken. The cheese is up as well. Refresher Shark grabbed by the Enchantress. She won't want to keep that. That goes to the Magnus. That's how you get 2 RPs. Not buying a refresher orb. And he lines up the Shadow Blade instantly too.
That's how Fade was communicating with his team. He was like, I need this item. We need the 3rd Roche. My quick buy. If we don't get the 3rd Roche, guys, you know what I'm buying.
It's like, I can't buy a refresher orb, guys. I'm too broke.
Yeah.
That Observer and Sentry needs to get... Okay, well, they'll drop the Sentry anyway. A little bit forward. Yeah, you see the ops, guys.
This Enchantress is starting to be a really big problem now. Since they can't kill it.
Bottom.
Oh,
Catching out Ori.
that's a freebie.
Yeah, that's the Aegis Immortal gone. Infest Cuckoo, get me out of here. I need an evacuation chopper right now.
Great kill. Very nice.
That's really going to put dampener in the sails of VG Gaming.
Again.
Again.
Feels like every time in the last 30 minutes that they have a huge advantage.
Ori, he's so close to all of TNC. Just after what happened, the Lincoln Sphere will break. They don't get the opportunity. Oh, Cuckoo! Just so short the RP. We'll hold him in the outfront. It's Gabby. He needs that life. He's a life stealer.
Fuck.
And VG are looking to fight once more. Down through the mid. The wind dropped from the sails, but I'm thinking they're blowing strong again.
He used the refresher already on Mag. He is super ready to go. The call's been made. We're going to fight them again. Jugger, however, did not swap in his refresher orb, so doesn't have Omnislash ready in this RP.
No, but he's still got his BKB, and that's what he's probably thinking about.
Yep.
If he uses already, he won't have the second immunity. First buyback comes in. It's going to be the SK. Paparazzi stays on the front lines. Spin will give him protection. Ice Blast will arrive. Tiny, the BKB from Paparazzi, gives him the protection. Just keep walking. It's a two-man RP. We'll try and push him away. Goes into protecting Tim to the moment. The bash is over on Queen of Benji. Can't take with the back.
Fuck! Oh!
Layer it on! VG Gaming! 3 players down. It's about to be 4.
Wow.
Has no way to escape.
Die, bitch!
And VG Gaming, they
Die,
thought
Ching
they
Chong.
could push. They took a tier 3 tower, but that's all they will take. And in fact, they'll have to expend their buybacks. TNC are looking for a push back the other way.
That is a perfect combo from TNC, but man,
Wow.
3-man RP, you don't have Omnislash? He had it in backpack, the refresher orb, he swaps it in, he refreshes, and then the fight is lost. If he has Omnislash in that RP, I think VG Gaming get 2 or 3 core kills. Instead now they're back with their backs against the wall.
2 buybacks burnt. Gabby comes high ground.
That's just some, I don't know, it feels like miscommunication, right? It's
Yeah.
like, we're gonna go for this, guys. We're gonna go, I'm using refresher, we're taking this fight. Paparazzi's like, okay, but I don't want to refresher my ulti. So if you get a great ulti, I mean, let's see if we can kill them all. And guess what? They couldn't. They needed an Omnislash in that fight badly. And the combo from TNC was just sick too. You have to be very careful as VG Gaming to fight into any high ground on the map, just because of how much of a sudden burst is just going to come out of nowhere. Epicenter with Veil, Tiny combo, Ice Blast, Sonic Wave.
See what Tiny's going for as well? He's got Octarine Call lined up with 9.2k sitting in the bank.
He should really buy it.
Yeah, he really should.
10,000 gold on this support.
Just give cheese over to somebody else.
Hello? Buy your item?
It's 3.4k.
Why is he not buying it? They're standing in the high ground.
It's a very good question, but
Okay, he wants to kill the wave. Now he's going to buy it. Surely. Surely now he's buying it. Okay, he is actually.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wait, no. Yes? No. Hang on. Meanwhile, back at the mid fight.
Hey, your entire item. This
like
dude,
we
you
could
just
be
walk
watching
next to sells all the stuff you need.
We could be watching the double RP, but instead we're just watching the small screen at the bottom. And that Sonic Wave, that was sweet.
Perfect combo.
The combo that TNC was looking for. The hilarious thing is too, like VG need to cluster for that to happen. A retreat down mid lane, that's what happens. You're still just watching him with almost 8k gold on himself now.
I'm striking. I'm not casting until he buys an item. Come on, dude.
So, welcome to Cinder and Airlines, where you will not get flown.
10,000 gold, buy an item. I'm getting triggered. This reminds me of
a sentry. Yang. He's trying to get rid of it. They're coming out with a gem. They get rid of the sentry to begin with, but now Blink
that's right.
in through the rear. This is a huge kill if they can claim him, and they've got him. Juggernaut is down. Buyback is available. Yang's having a hard time walking away. The cold feet slowing him up. Tim's going in once again. He won't kill you with damage. He'll kill you with 10,000 gold.
Maybe he thinks he does more damage the more gold he gets.
What is this, gambler?
Yeah.
Actually, wait, that was his ability, right?
Yeah, he had something that was the whole hero was built around gold.
Hence called the gambler.
Oh, okay, he changed his mind. Now he wants to not buy an Aghanim. Yep, indeed. He's just gonna walk past the okay.
Oh, Tim's, get something, please. Buy a moonshot for somebody else.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Gabby will take a moonshot.
He has 9,000 surplus. The explanation has to be he's really unsure what the best item is. He just can't decide what he wants.
Can we just we need to have a conference. The fate of TNC must be decided in a committee.
Okay, so let's think about it for a second. Maybe he's debating if he should go be another core in the game, because he has so much gold that he can actually go Ags Daedalus, for example, and do massive physical damage into the Jugger. Because he was hovering the Octarine and he was like, Maybe this is a better way of doing it. Okay, he's gonna buy the axe.
Okay.
And Daedalus.
That's because Ancient
There you go.
Apparition has already bought
Okay.
his Aghanim Scepter, so he's waiting for the big surprise combination.
He was
That's
waiting
what
to
it
have the
was.
gold for everything at once.
Yes.
He checked, okay. He pulled out his calculator. It's like, what is... I don't remember how much expensive
Yep,
items
and
are
it's a
plus.
surplus of 900 gold.
There you
It's
go.
all part of the plan. This is why you don't
Perfect.
question a pro player.
He was hovering an Octarine core for like 3 minutes before he
Okay,
switched
that's
back.
why you question a pro player.
But yeah, okay, Tim's is dangerous.
Okay,
He
back
has
to the focus.
so much damage now.
Tim's does a crap ton. He doesn't have a Faceless Void to combo with, but that's fine. We're 62 minutes into this game, and VG Gaming are just trying to keep their lanes pushed out. TNC are doing a very good job of keeping them down. Maybe not exactly where Faye wants to be, but he's checking hillsides with the gem.
TNC ended up not pushing with the Jugger kill too. They actually didn't force a buyback, so Paparazzi gets to have this buyback in the defense.
Yeah, that's a good board to keep up. How many buybacks do you have available? You've still got another 3 minutes to count down for a lot of the VG Gaming players. But the same thing can be said for the Lifestealer. He's dead for a while. But they're coming out, VG. They're on a ward mission. Either that, they're on a rune mission, but I hate to tell you, it's been taken. There's no double damage for you. Roshan may respawn in 15 seconds. But they've come out. They're not under the cover of smoke. They're not under any observer walls. In fact, they're just putting down Roche wards. That's what they're preparing for. But Infest into Cuckoo. Is it go time once more? The Radiant scan hits perfectly on VG Gaming. And they're actually crossing over even further out.
So what VG are doing is they're leaving the Lina in base, who has Boots of Travel level 2 and buyback. So worst case scenario, she gets jumped and killed, but she has the buyout. Best case scenario, this squad that they've sent out on a mission will find something that Lina can teleport into.
Going forward, there's the jump forward. The Burrow Strike, well off target. Now it's Armel caught. He has to BKB and blink himself away to safety. Gang's looking for the target. All the colors of the rainbow going over towards Gabby, dropping him down by half life. But they got more. Ice Blast, that's coming in a little late. Just don't trigger that one. Actually, no, he did. All the way back at Fountain. Information given. So SKBT's to the bottom lane. Again, TNC just turning this into a side lane push, but Roshan spawned really early. So he's already available for everybody. And this guy comes with everything. He's the supersize me Roshan. Refresher Shard, Aghanim Scepter upgrade, Aegis, and cheese. He comes with everything. I feel like it's a McDonald's menu.
Well, gotta put it in order first.
Well, Paparazzi, order up. Goes in for Roshan.
Oh, TNC cannot let this happen. There is no way they let this happen.
They're so quick about it. The Dire is scanning. Here comes your Ice Blast. This will scout out what's happening. Roshan, he's taking a while to kill off. TPs are coming over. Cuckoo's already there. He's already got a friend inside. And now he'll walk out underneath everybody. But where's the catch? Is the Hex already over Narmel? Down the lane. The Shadow Blade from Fade. He wants to jump. He bought this item just for this, to hit that 1 RP.
So Ori managed to get the Hex off, but 4-step Glimmer Cape easily saves the Queen of Pain. And we're back to square one. Sandstorm.
Sandstorm playing Fire Strike. Catches 2 with the Infest pop-up. They're able to keep the chase going. Who can they kill off? Magnus is low. He cannot be low. He needs to RP right now, but he's muted. Silenced up. 2 heroes down without the buyback. Armel's battling from the high ground, giving the entrance spatial line to level 4. He's just trying to be the leader cannon up on the hillside. Run away. The bounty still burns the Juggernaut. Because Tims is back in once again with a double stun. The BKB's protecting Yang, and now
What the
down.
fuck?
Buyback, you may as well keep this fight going. Tims going the wrong side of the cliff. 3 heroes down. VG Gaming,
Bad
however, do not have
plan,
buyback on 2 of
bitches.
theirs, but Roshan, he's not looking that many of his wounds.
Why are all of VG Gaming's best team fights when Magnus dies without RPing? And all of the worst ones are when they RP. I don't understand, Toby.
They perform under pressure.
Fade, die, and then we'll clean up after you. I mean, of course, the thing is, they do commit a lot of cooldowns, right? They put themselves in a pretty bad position to kill off this Magnus. They use Rage, they use Sonic Wave, and they use BKBs. So, of course, there's a little bit of logic to the madness, but these fights are so unpredictable right now.
They're beating him.
This is
Ori
huge.
also just consumed an Aghanim Scepter, so they're not even that confident they're able to grab this.
They're not getting it, though.
No, they're backing up. They're doing too much of the damage for TNC. Here's your buyback out from Witch Doctor. Where's the initiation? The tree volley arrives, but, well, that's a wide side volley. Enchantress runs up. He's not protected by that Aeon Disc. Is still on cooldown. Same for Paparazzi. Both stunned up by the Avalanche. Healing ward down. Paparazzi doesn't have a lot of mana. In fact, he can't even spin and Omni Slash. And now Roshan may even die to volley. Another buyback comes in from SK. VG, they still don't have the RP magnets alive.
They got what they came for. They forced 3 buybacks to defend this Roshan. Tiny, Lifestealer, and Sand King.
And the Creepways are pushing in through mid as well as bottom.
Yep.
So their presence, or their lack of in the lanes, has definitely been noted. Is someone going to finally grab the Gemma True Sight? It's just been sitting above Roshan forever. Tree tossing out, Life Dealers inside the pit. Juggernaut, that's a lot of damage you can get in. Yank throwing out, and maybe now, well, you've actually got the bash out. They're
Fight,
going to
bitch.
Paparazzi. He'll fight back, but Roshan's already been claimed. Gabby's trying to grab absolutely everything off the field at the moment. The Aghanim's consumable actually went into the Sand King.
Nice,
So now he's got the extra range. DY looks like he's still got the cheese from before.
All they had to use for that TNC was the cheese on Tiny. That was the only thing they lost. And they take a big win. Paparazzi, I think, was mashing his BKB to use it out of spin. And Queen of Pain was mashing her Hex. That's about who does it first. And the co-op gets the Hex off. Very, very big in that moment.
Oh boy, 67 minutes in. We may be testing the limits of what is the longest game in TI at this rate, but we'll have to crack an hour and a half to change those compendium predictions.
This game is not even close to over.
No.
Sure, this Jugger buys back after this, but
even if TNC take a lane of Rags,
there are plenty of buybacks of TNC that are down. They've used 3 buybacks themselves to get this Aegis, so they're not safe either. They're not in the clear at all.
Nope. It's VG who want to fight. RP is up. Who's going to walk into it? Die, get the scan. And man is Sand King. That'll be a huge shot. Lifesteal's inside of him. Armel's right next to him too. But VG, they don't have the information. As a Radiant Observer Ward that's watching that movement down, playing under their own vision, TNC.
I don't think they had the catch either. Lina was unable to get in. She doesn't have the Shadow Blade anymore, so has to get in and Hex by just running up the hill. She does have buyback, so she can't take a risk like that, but
Cuckoo's going for the tier 3 tower. Lifesteal can just pop out. Fortifications unavailable for VG Gaming for the moment. Well, because now it's popped.
instant infest again.
Yeah. That means TNC, without that fortification being available, can now push. Get one step ahead of my own brain.
Ori is exposing himself in mid. Not really.
Jump. Ori, they've actually break the Lincolns with the Hex. That Aghanim Scepter from Ori does so much damage. Queen of Pain brought down with the Shockwave.
Has buyback.
That she does, but how many of these can you keep burning? If she burns hers, 4 players from TNC will be down. The Courier's going to get sniped out, because hey, why not? Well, Tiny actually triggered up. Fire Strike comes in from Gabby. That RP, you catch up too. They both jump away from the Ice Boss. They saw it coming in. DY will consume the cheese, giving his life back again. Ori trying to pump through the back of the Ancient Apparition. Still didn't have enough damage to work with, however, but Gabby now chased all the colors of the rainbow. We're playing Skittle Enchantress, trying to kill off Gabby. He'll infest into Cuckoo. They chase the target. Aeon just protecting Cuckoo, and they can try to kill off Lina on Tims. He goes into the backlines, finding DY. Gets the Avalanche toss up. We've already got the buyback. Queen of Pain ready to fight once more, as you've got the toss. Tiny can't reach anything. Ori, he's cleaning up the creep wave and keeping Gabby stunned up. VG Gaming, full retreat back inside the base. They do not have
No
RP.
RP.
The biggest thing the TNC's been scared of, but the best thing VG fight without.
Yeah, VG should be favored in the coming fight.
You wouldn't think it though. Queen of Pain's dead for so long. If she dies once more, and this will be all the space they need.
They get all the bounties on TNC. This is 70-minute bounty runs. These are worth about 1,000 gold each.
What is it? It's 180.
900 gold per bounty run. So 3.6k gold just picked up. How nice.
Yeah, sure.
But again, they can't high ground, it looks like. So you traded off buybacks, Queen of Pain for the Lina, and your Aegis is going to probably just expire at this rate before you go high ground, and the RP will come off cooldown again.
I actually wonder how many Aegises have we had that have actually been burnt. I think we have the one, which was on Ori on the bottom lane.
I think one only.
And that's it. Every other one has timed out, and we've gone through 4 Roshans. And there'll be another. Don't you worry. Melv's looking to be the carrier of Lifestealer for the moment. It is kind of stupid when you reach that point where lifesteal's like, yeah, I'm not going to pop out of you. There's nothing for me to really farm to advance myself any further forward. Actually, he still can, but he's just got to swap the Radiance in and a Moonshard. Like, that's it. But he's got a Bloodthorn.
Yeah, I think you go Bloodthorn instead of the Radiance, because at this point, you Bloodthorn nullifier somebody and you just blow them up with Sanking. 100 to 0. You can even kill the Aeon Disc heroes if you're quick with the nullifier after the Aeon Disc procs. Although Ench will probably be mashing the crap out of her BKB butt.
I'm wondering if Ench actually commits her own buyback money, her surplus. She's got enough to buy the MKB and has a Moonshard ready to consume.
But buyback is the biggest resource in the whole game now. There's nothing more important than buyback. It's bigger than any item. It's bigger than Aegis Cheese. It's bigger than Refresher. Because what this is going to come down to eventually is either VG Gaming will run out of their base and lose a fight, and if they don't have buybacks, it doesn't matter what items they have, or TNC are going to try to push and you're going to fight with your extra lives. It's a huge resource to have right now. And, well, there's very few people that have that resource. It's 2 heroes on Vici. Nobody on Radiant has buyback currently. There's been so many burnt.
AA is just short of the money, but
AA is the only hero missing gold. Everybody else has cooldown.
Yep. What does TNC do? Like, you just wait for next Roshan, and that's when everyone will fight. Also keep in mind that the Aghanim's was consumed on the SK. Like, there's still a Refresher Shard on the Queen of Pain, so double Sonic Waves, double Hexes, double Bloodthorn, Shivas, all that kind of jazz.
Yep.
And she's got the cheese as well.
I wonder if we're going to hit this kind of moment. So, sometimes complexity can be a bit too much for you. Like, for example...
Are you meaning the team with Kyle, or were you meaning what?
Kyle can be too much for you. That is not complexity related, though. But when it comes to, for example, Shadow Demon, right? When you get level 25 in an Axe, you suddenly have 2 Disruptions and 3 Demonic Purges, and you need to, like, cycle them correctly in the fight you want to use them effectively. You're reaching this point with Queen of Pain where if you overthink things and you want to play everything perfectly, you're going to get stunned and die. Like, you don't have to use maybe every single item in the perfect way in the fight, because you're going to overwhelm yourself, and analyzing and casting all of these abilities correctly is extremely difficult.
So what you're asking for is a spray and pray
Not necessarily, just don't overthink it. Don't be like, okay, I have to BKB, I have to link in somebody while I'm BKB'd, use Shiva, Orchid, Bloodthorn, and Hex, all my spells, and then I can refresh and do it again. Because something is going to go awry. Like, there's going to be something that surprises you, somebody gets force staffed, and your entire plan is gone. Like, just make sure you get 2 good Sonics off and 2 Hexes. I think that's the biggest thing. Maybe 2 BKBs. The Shiva, not important that you get 2 off. The Lincolns, you can refresh it if you absolutely have to. But apart from that, just, don't make it too complicated.
Well, let's see how TNC do it. They're smoking up, so we may get the answer to the level of complication. Juggernaut, the man in the front lines, they're protecting him so hard. It's the Glimmer Cape from DY. Also, the only player who's not 25 right now is DY. Cuckoo wrapping around the back. Vici also smoking out. Roshan won't respawn for another 30 seconds at the earliest. But Yang, he's the bait. The blink, Burrow Strike. Out they jump. Out they go strategic. Oh, a huge avalanche down the back lines. Paparazzi bait instantly couldn't respond, but now they can. In towards him. They want to kill him off with the Sonic Wave. They're all being pushed out of the ultimate of AA, but it won't matter when Magus is going to pop anyway. Buyback's coming thick and fast. All 3 of them back up again. And now Enchantress just needs the hills. Actually, it's just Lena with the hillside advantage. They'll move back up. Buybacks out from VG Gaming. They have enough for Paparazzi on the back of the Omni side with the extra bash. They just need to hold Cuckoo there, but they can't do it. You're offing! It's able to pound on it. They're trying to stop the damage, but you can't stop it. Armel can only avoid it, blinking away to safety. Faye's got blink off cooldown 1 second time. Armel's feeling like they should already be there. Out of all of that, with the buybacks that were committed, there's still only 2 heroes who are down for the count.
They finally had a team fight with 2 Omni Slashes. I think that's the first time in the game that they've managed to accomplish it. Paparazzi gets Omni Slash off, the Mag buys back, gets an RP, and they have the second Omni ready to go. But somehow, TNC didn't lose more heroes in the second Omni Slash. I think Queen of Pain just barely got out of it with the blink.
Oh, Yang, the Burrow Strike. He was going for the rune right now. He's actually going to be Bloodthorned up. And how much control have they got? Yosefter arriving. Fade, he may need to help out. A quick force up. Yang's going to BKB. Armel blinks himself forward. Well, that's not complicated, but that's daring. They still want to go for more. Infest, delivery system right
Run.
now. The blink Burrow Strike. Cuckoo got 2.
No mana.
Strike. They just fear them up. Enchantress, Paparazzi, they're trying to BKB and get the hell out of here. Buyback's not really available for anyone apart eventually
GG.
caught beat it up. Mel just beating him down with a dagger. Chucking over Lonzo Ball. No
GG.
life, no matter, no teammates. 3 players from VG Gaming pushing up the daisies. TNC now they need to force the issue. They know the buybacks are on cooldown. They're going for the tier 4 towers. They're gonna end this game right here, right now.
And it's all because VG Gaming wants to get this bottom bounty route. They're not that important anymore. They could have maybe held for another 10 minutes or more in their base, who knows, but now they don't even get the chance. GG.
That's it. They just call it 76 minutes in for, an anticlimactic end. All for a bounty rune, all for greed. But TNC, man, they felt like it was opening. They chased it. They looked so far behind in just the early, 20, 25 minutes into this game. The probability didn't look good for them. The goal, the experience didn't look great. But a couple of great fights playing around VG Gaming, and TNC claimed game 1 in this winners bracket quarterfinal.
I did not think they were going to come back into this game, but they managed. It was an absolutely crazy game.
Yep, I want to see more, and we're going to get more. Game 2 soon.
There it is then, game number 1 in series number 2. TNC
1-0.
Predator take the game in just over 75 minutes. Not quite the longest game we've seen so far on the international.